This week's Who Would Win of the Week is Joe Biden versus Abe Simpson, the grandpa from The Simpsons.
Yeah. It's a classic battle. Basically the same person fighting himself.
A lot of Alzheimer's going on. Or dementia or whatever it's called. There's a lot of... This fight will take a very, very long time because there will be many points at this fight where both parties forget that they are in a fight and just start
that's a good point,
doing
actually,
other things.
Because they're going to eventually it's going to be... Here's how
they'll both probably fall asleep as well.
At some point, but I think when they wake up, though, they'll probably get right back at it. But it's going to start out physical, but really all it's going to become is two guys just telling stories at each other about nonsense.
At the same time, complete nonsense.
And then who can last the longest.
Say you got 100 gallons of soup.
Is that a direct quote?
No, but it's something like that. It's something really, really, I don't know what it is, but it's all over TikTok. It's say you got something, I don't know, something cans of soup or cans of something. There's cans involved.
Joe Biden was a pretty fit guy, though. He seems like he could.
1930s?
Yeah, in his heyday. Abe Simpson was a World War II vet.
Abe Simpson.
But he's also a coward.
Here's the thing, though. He was a coward?
Abe Simpson's a coward, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's this one episode where he left his partner on top of a mountain to freeze to death, and he ran away.
But I feel like, although maybe he has some coward in him, I feel like he has a little bit of grit.
Oh, for sure.
So he might not be lucid, but he at least, I feel like, could stand up for himself. I could see him trying to throw punches. They might not be hard or effective punches.
Right.
But the thing is, neither of these people need to get hard to probably disintegrate.
Neither of them can get hard. Shout out to Viagra. Am I right, folks?
I said get hit hard, not get hard.
Oh, Andrew. I thought you said get hard.
No, get hit hard.
What was I just going to say? Something about... here's the one thing. I think Joe Biden would be able to hit harder than Abe Simpson, but being hit like that, I don't think would really phase Abe Simpson. Look at his son, basically indestructible.
Whereas if Joe Biden, if he eats one punch, if one punch lands, he's done. You're talking about two senile old men.
Yeah. But I think that of Abe Simpson's hits, though, I think Joe Biden could take a couple of them.
No, see, I feel like Abe Simpson has just a minute amount of old man strength left in him, he's got just a little bit of war muscle that's just been hiding deep down for when he actually needs it.
All right, I'll allow it. I guess I can see.
You ever seen old guys who are
Goldberg? Remember Goldberg from the WWE?
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah, 54? No, but I mean, you ever seen an old guy who was in an army and he might not be in the best shape and he's real old, but he still has a little mass to his arms, even though the rest of his body's not in shape.
Right.
I feel like that's Abe Simpson.
Okay. Yeah.
And Joe Biden, he's barely still with us. God rest his soul.
He survived falling up those stairs, though.
Barely.
I just don't think he's. I'm not saying I don't think he's made of glass, but he's just certainly not as durable as Abe Simpson.
He might be a hologram.
That'd be cool. I mean, it'd be bad, but it'd be interesting.
My thing is they both are senile and go on these rants, but I think that Abe Simpson would be able to hold it together just enough to realize what he had to do Whereas I don't think Joe Biden would have a clue where he is. If we put both of them in a boxing ring and put bright lights down on him, Joe Biden would be so confused. He would have no clue where he was. He probably wouldn't even know he was the president at that point.
Maybe he wouldn't know he was the president, but I think that he is used to lights. And I think that if somebody told him, if somebody like pointed at Abe Simpson and was like, that's corn pop, then Joe Biden would tear him to shreds. That might work. That's what you'd have to do.
In the fight of two senile old men, I'm going to take Abe Simpson because I think that even though you say he had some cowardly moments in his service days, he was still in World War II.
Yeah, that's
that brings enough grit to the table instantly.
Wasn't Joe Biden in a war? I feel like he was in something.
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Okay. I feel like he was in something. But also, Joe Biden being a politician, like, he's seen stuff. There's especially if you're the president, like, you've seen things like dealings going on and that sort of deal. Like, you've seen the dark side of humanity one way or another.
Joe Biden was not in the military and did not serve in war.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Maybe this could be totally not factual.
Okay.
But he could have almost gone to Vietnam, maybe?
Classic. And he was on that commission to try and, like, disprove that woman was raped by that judge or whatever in the 90s. Did you see they're making well, let's finish this up and then maybe we'll talk about that, but
yeah, no, Joe Biden has no military service. I'm going with Abe Simpson. Abe Simpson, I don't even think this would be a close fight because I really don't think. I know that Abe Simpson is not lucid 90% of the time, but Joe Biden is not lucid almost 100% of the time. And 10% in that category to me makes a big difference.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're both at about 95% crazy. Like, I think they're basically
But I think they're a little bit different of a crazy.
Dementia.
Like, sometimes Abe Simpson's crazy is actually crazy. You know what I mean? He gets a little spazzy.
Right, because he's, like, cartoonish, where Joe Biden's is sad and real.
Yeah, goes to sleep. Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, I guess when you think about it like that.
In the battle of our current president versus Abe Simpson, I'm taking Abe Simpson.
That's so funny. But, yeah, I think I can't bring myself to vote against the Simpsons anyways.
Unanimous.
Yeah, I guess unanimous, Abe Simpson. Because, look, that family's just durable. Like, everything that happened to Homer, like falling down the gorge in that classic episode, Bart the Daredevil, Season 2, Episode 5.
Nice.
I don't know if that's
Thanks for showing that off for everybody, your unique size skills. So,
doing my best.
Clean sweep for Abe Simpson here over Joe Biden. Check that out on Friday on Instagram. Vote on it. Let us know who you think. I'm very curious here. And this is politics aside.
Yeah.
We're talking who would actually win this fight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
I don't think anybody could consider this political
because it's not. It's just two old senile men 1v1 in each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One is fake and one holds the most powerful office in the world.
Yeah. Classic. So vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Check it out at 2 in the Cooler. Who would win the week?